making reasons to not do something. It doesn't make sense. Why compare yourself to someone anyway when you know what goals you want? Another one, nobody gets it. That's a good one. You tell yourself nobody understands you. Nobody gets what you're going through. But that's not true either. People do get you. You just don't want to hear what they have to say because it's not what you want to hear. That's a big one. You know, it's very important choosing your friend groups because you might hang around with a lot of people that are just yes men. You know, they agree with everything you say. They, you know, have the same feelings, the same, well, exact everything. They're not going to be people that have something else to say. You know, it's like if you can't put yourself around that or be around people that, you know, if something you're doing is wrong and someone's trying to tell you that and you just can't comprehend that and you hate them because of it, you're just going to be, you know, you're going to fail. You're going to fail in a lot of situations. So when someone tells you the truth and they call you out on your excuses, you tell yourself they don't understand. But they do. You just don't like it. These lies about other people are just another way to avoid taking responsibility. Because if it's someone else's fault, if other people have it easier, if nobody gets it, then it's not on you to change anything. And that's comfortable, but it's also a lie. Let me tell you what happens when you keep lying to yourself. You waste time. Duh. Like that's obvious. Like everyone gets that. Every day you tell yourself, I'll start tomorrow, is a day you didn't start. And you don't get that day back. A year from now, you'll look back and realize you wasted 365 tomorrows. And for what? So you can feel comfortable, so you can feel better? Just laying around and do nothing? You lose respect for yourself. Deep down, you know when you're lying. You know when you're making excuses. And every time you do it, you lose a little bit of trust in yourself. Maybe not. Maybe people just are so into it, which there are people that really do claim there's nothing wrong with them when they don't do anything. You know, 30 years old with their parents. No, I'm kidding. There's going to be people in the comments that are going to, you know, they're always going to have something to say, just something. You know, a lot of other people are going to kind of connect this in their own life somehow, some way. I might be wrong in some places, but, you know, I'm getting the message across. I'm not the best executor, but I got the idea. Anyway, you stay stuck. You can't fix a problem if you don't admit there is one. You can't change if you keep pretending everything's fine. You just stay exactly where you are. Same problem, same life, just getting older. And eventually, you're going to look back and realize you lied to yourself for years. And you're going to wish you had been honest sooner. You're going to wish you had stopped making excuses and actually done something. But by then, it might be too late. Or at least it'll be a lot harder than it would have been if you just had been honest from the start. You know this, you know you're lying to yourself, but you keep doing it anyway. Because facing the truth is scary. Like I've said the entire video. But let me ask you this. Is lying to yourself really less scary than just being honest? Is pretending everything's fine really better than actually fixing it? Is staying stuck for years really easier than just admitting the truth and doing something about it? So, how do you actually stop lying to yourself? First one on the list, okay? Let's get this down. Catch yourself doing it. You know, pay attention to the things you say. I'll do it later. I don't have time. I'm just tired. They have it easier. Blah, 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 blah. Whatever. You know, I did the same things, the exact same things, all throughout high school. And now, it's still now, I talk about this, you know, about what to do. You know, I give advice. You know, I don't even follow my own advice sometimes. But it's just common sense, you know, and then that's not common nowadays, right? You know, making these videos, if you look at the time that I create them and upload them, they're spaced out by months. Like, literally, could be a month, 2 months. I'll work on the script tomorrow. Whatever. I'll work on the points the next day. I'll work on the thumbnail. I'll get some gameplay, whatever. Never did. I never did do that the next day. Most of the time, it's an excuse. It's just recognizing that it's the first step. You can't fix a problem you don't know exists. Start paying attention to when you're lying to yourself. That's one good one. Second, be brutally honest with yourself. Stop sugarcoating things. Stop pretending. Just admit the truth. Even if it's uncomfortable. Even if it hurts. Even if it makes you cry. Some people have it really bad. But, you know, a lot of people that watch my videos genuinely have things that they're lying to themselves about. There's going to be comments, I know for sure. And it's just something a lot of people are going to feel differently. A lot of people are going to be like, this is stupid. Like, this is a dumb slop video. Yeah, thanks for the tip, idiot. I kind of know this already. A lot of people don't. Like, genuinely, a lot of people don't. Anyway, you're not taking a break. You're avoiding the work. You're not figuring things out. You're stalling. You're not fine with how things are. You're settling because change is hard. Just say it. Say it out loud if you have to. Write it down. Write whatever it takes. Write something down. Say something to yourself. Like, I'm a piece of shit. You know, just something. Something that will get you to break that habit. Third, ask yourself what you're afraid of, because that's usually what the lie is protecting you from. You say, I'm not ready because you're afraid of failing. You say, I don't have time because you're afraid of committing. You say, it's not that bad because you're afraid of change. It could be literally anything, but you have to ask yourself, what are you afraid of? And once you kind of figure it out a little bit, ask yourself, is that fear worth staying stuck? Is being afraid of failure really worse than never trying? Is being afraid of change really worse than staying miserable? Usually, the answer is no. The fear isn't worth it, but you won't know that until you face it. Fourth, start small. You don't have to fix everything at once. With my videos, you could say they're very delusional. Like, you have to be super delusional to be this optimistic. This is just not a good take. And yeah, I know that. But the point is, I'm giving all the upfront, most that I can. I'm giving 100%. I'm giving 100% of it, and that's not going to resonate to you. You're not going to take 100% of this and use it on yourself. It's just not happening. If you're watching a video with 100%, take at least 15 to 20%. At least. If there's something you genuinely are horrified of, and you need some time, okay, take your time, but it can't be forever. That's most likely what people want to hear. And all these sound small, but realistically, it's not. A lot of these can really help you. Because once you start being honest with yourself about one thing, it gets easier to be honest about everything else. And once you start being honest, you can actually start changing. Now, here's what happens when you stop lying to yourself. First, things get uncomfortable, You're not